like a bunch of German shepherds got stuck up there. I imagine them snarling and baring their yellow teeth at this shit world and all of its disappointments. That's pretty much all I can see. The sickly sky and rain streaking slantways across the glass, and the rose garden shrinking in the distance like a lost toy. There are only about 8 people on board, and 6 of them look like they're sleeping with their eyes open. This man 3 seats in front of me is snoring so loud, it sounds like he's drowning in a bird bath, and this old black woman keeps crying into an Easter basket. I don't even know when Easter is. Maybe she just likes carrying around Easter baskets. She probably had something in it that she lost, like some money or a picture of her dead pet. She's wearing a pink shower cap with little yellow daisies on it, and she's sitting about 4 rows in front of me, and her crying almost sounds like Santa Claus laughter. Even though it's March, I keep thinking she's going to turn around and scream, "Merry Christmas, foolish-ass bitches!" like she's been saving up all her sorrow and hatred, and this skanky bus is the only place she can let it out. Man, I wish I had that iPod Fat Larkin gave me. I wound up giving it to Branson. He's the guy I did meth with last night. He was my best friend in Portland, and the one I will miss the most. I stole about 50 iPods for Fat Larkin. Me and this kid Bobby Job were Fat Larkin's iPod thieves. Bobby Job has emotional problems, and likes to stick mechanical pencils in cats' anuses, especially this one cat called Acrocat, who sounded like a dental drill when it meowed. The emaciated thing followed Bobby Job around with pure loyalty because he would feed it Popeyes. Bobby Job wound up getting his face bit up by a Doberman pinscher and got sent to the Yakima Juvie home up in Washington. Fat Larkin had iPod thieves and cell phone thieves, and there was this girl who would stop by the Roxy Diner and deliver his daily blueberry smoothie. Oh man, P, you would love the Roxy Diner. They got all these movie posters up, like from Quentin Tarantino films, and the ones Robert De Niro starred in when he was skinny, like Taxi Driver and Mean Streets, and the place is infested with drag queens and drug addicts, and no one really gives a shit. It's your kind of place, I swear. I apologize if my writing is hard to read, but writing on a Greyhound isn't too easy, and by the way, I just reread some of what I wrote, and I realize I'm not following the rules like I should, like grammar and punctuation and commas. I hope that's cool. Fat Larkin kicking me back an iPod probably made him feel less guilty about Bobby Job getting his face bit up. You would like Fat Larkin, P. He speaks his mind and maybe killed a few people, and one of them was probably his ex-wife Norca. But nobody really knows for sure. He's sort of scary looking because he has some gold teeth and his one eye gets stuck, but he has this other side, like he's into Star Wars action figures, and he's non-abusive to little kids, and he doesn't eat pork. He would give me $20 for every iPod. I would jump joggers in Forest Park, which is this big woodland preserve with all these trails and tons of trees. I mostly went for mom types or fat people because they were the easiest to knock unconscious. I'm still small for my age. I haven't grown much since the last time you saw me, which was 4 years ago. At Christmas, I think. That's when you came out of the closet and the major made you stay at the Holiday Inn. I'm a little taller, but barely 5'4" and really skinny, like you could maybe stick a pin through me or throw me off the roof of a building pretty easy. I think something's wrong with my hormones, P. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm missing a gland. Maybe all that homegrown I smoked back in Cincinnati has permanently damaged me? That's what I get for smoking weed, right? The point is that when I was thieving, I had to target the extra weak or the super slow. It's weird, I don't feel so ashamed about confessing all this stuff to you, P. Does that make me a sociopath? I heard once how if you have no shame for your bad deeds, that it means you're insane. Maybe my heart has an infection in it or something. Or maybe when I was a baby I had some weird fever that killed part of my conscience. After a few weeks I had to stop hitting Forest Park because these cops started riding around the trails on mountain bikes. My iPod victims never even saw me because I would sneak up behind them and hit them in the back of the head with this heavy alarm clock that I took when I ran away from Buckner. It was my roommate Taurus's clock, and he got it from the cadet store. It's metal with the Buckner Military Academy seal on it and mad sharp edges, so a good thump would put down even the most obese person pretty easy. Once I knocked out this tall woman with huge veiny hands, and when I was disconnecting her iPod, I saw she was wearing a medical chain around her neck that said she was a diabetic. I felt bad, but I don't think she died or anything.